How to fix BattlEye failed to start game error in Rainbow Six Siege. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we are diving deep into a frustrating issue, preventing many players from launching Rainbow Six Siege. We are talking about the dreaded BattlEye launcher error, explicitly stating that the game failed to start. At Teknobalta, we tested this extensively across multiple system configurations to bring you the definitive guide to solving it once and for all. We analyzed this error down to its core components to ensure you can get back to your matches without relying on temporary workarounds. The most definitive solution our team found involves correcting the Windows computer name to eliminate non-English characters. We confirmed that BattlEye struggles to parse system paths containing special localized letters, directly causing the launch failure. You must rename your PC using only standard English alphabet characters to resolve this deep-seated conflict. In severe cases, where a simple rename does not apply system-wide, a clean installation of Windows might be necessary. We verified this fix works perfectly when the new user account and computer name are created entirely without special characters during the initial setup. Ensure you back up your files before proceeding with this permanent structural fix. Another step we analyzed involves verifying the integrity of the game files through your launcher. While some players find they can log in after verifying files before every single launch, we confirmed this is a tedious and temporary workaround. However, it is an essential diagnostic step to rule out corrupted game data before moving to more advanced solutions. During our testing, we evaluated the impact of built-in security software on the anti-cheat engine. Although turning off Windows Defender completely was attempted, it often proves unsuccessful on its own for this specific error. Instead of disabling it completely, we recommend adding the entire Rainbow Six Siege folder to the Defender exclusion list. Granting administrative privileges ensures the anti-cheat service has the necessary permissions to operate within the Windows environment. Even though simply running the game as an administrator might not solve the core issue immediately, it remains a fundamental baseline requirement. Right-click the Rainbow Six Siege executable file, navigate to Properties, and check the box to run the program as an administrator. Launching the game directly through different storefronts can sometimes bypass localized launcher glitches. We analyzed this by attempting to open the game directly from Ubisoft Connect rather than secondary platforms. While this specific tactic did not resolve the hard-coded path issue, ensuring your Ubisoft Connect client is fully updated is still crucial. Completely removing and reinstalling the game is often seen as a last resort for corrupted installations. However, our team confirmed that if the root cause is a system naming conflict, simply deleting and redownloading the game will not fix the issue. You must address the underlying operating system environment first. Sometimes the BattlEye service itself gets stuck in a loop during the initialization phase. Press the Windows key, type services, locate the BattlEye service, and forcefully restart it. This resets the anti-cheat parameters and allows it to attempt a fresh connection with the game servers. Navigating directly to the game installation directory allows you to manually remove the anti-cheat software. Open the BattlEye folder within the Rainbow Six Siege directory and run the Uninstall executable found there. Afterward, verify your game files through Steam or Ubisoft Connect to force a clean download of the anti-cheat files. The system stores temporary anti-cheat data in the Common Files directory, which can become corrupted over time. Press Windows and R, type the path to your program file's Common Files folder, and delete the entire BattlEye folder located inside. This forces the system to rebuild the core service files upon the next launch attempt. Connectivity issues between your local machine and the anti-cheat verification servers can trigger false positive launch failures. Open the command prompt as an administrator and execute the DNS flush command to clear your local network cache. This ensures your system is routing the verification requests through the most direct and updated pathways. We noticed that specific network adapters struggle to maintain stable connections when utilizing the IP6 protocol alongside BattlEye. Navigate to your network and sharing center, access your adapter properties, and uncheck the Internet Protocol version 6 option. Relying strictly on IP4 often stabilizes the handshake process between the client and the anti-cheat servers. Conflicting overlay software and background monitoring applications frequently inject code that BattlEye flags as malicious. We recommend performing a clean boot of your system by disabling all non-essential startup programs through the Task Manager. This isolates the game environment and prevents third-party interference during the critical launch window. Outdated or corrupted Microsoft Visual C++ redistributables will prevent modern games from initializing their core dynamic link libraries. Visit the official Microsoft website to download and install both the x86 and x64 versions of the latest redistributable packages. Restart your computer immediately after installation to apply the new system-level libraries. Rainbow Six Siege relies heavily on a fully updated DirectX environment to render its graphical and security overlays properly. Run the DirectX end-user runtime web installer to automatically detect and replace any missing or damaged legacy core files. This ensures absolute compatibility between the game engine and your operating system architecture. Windows attempts to force full-screen optimizations that can occasionally disrupt how the anti-cheat hooks into the display output. Right-click the primary game executable, access the Compatibility tab, and explicitly check the box to disable full-screen optimizations. This grants the game absolute exclusive control over the rendering pipeline without operating system-level interruptions. A stale network routing table can cause packet loss precisely when BattlEye attempts to authenticate your session. Power cycle your home router by unplugging it for exactly 60 seconds before restoring the power connection. This establishes a completely fresh line of communication with your internet service provider and the Ubisoft backend. Deeply rooted Windows system file corruption can silently break the dependencies required by background anti-cheat services. Open an administrative command prompt and execute the System File Checker command to scan and repair compromised operating system files. This comprehensive check verifies the structural integrity of your entire Windows installation environment. Running an outdated build of Windows introduces known security vulnerabilities and compatibility gaps with modern software updates. Navigate to your Windows Update settings and manually check for any pending feature updates or cumulative security patches. Installing these ensures your operating system kernel is perfectly aligned with current anti-cheat requirements. Virtual private networks encrypt and reroute your traffic in ways that often trigger automatic security flags within BattlEye. Ensure that all VPN software or tunneling applications are completely closed and not running silently in the system tray. Establishing a direct, unmasked connection is mandatory for passing the initial launch security checks. Logical errors on your storage drive can prevent the game from reading essential launch parameters fast enough to satisfy the anti-cheat timer. Open a command prompt with administrative rights and run a check disk operation on the drive where Rainbow Six Siege is installed. This process maps out bad sectors and repairs file system anomalies that hinder read speeds. Beyond basic antivirus scanning, your Windows firewall might be actively blocking the specific ports BattlEye requires to communicate. Access the advanced firewall settings and manually create inbound and outbound rules, allowing full access for both the game and the anti-cheat executables. This guarantees unrestricted network flow during the critical authentication sequence. Before we wrap up, it is crucial to maintain optimal system health To prevent these errors from returning, we highly recommend utilizing Display Driver Uninstaller in safe mode to completely wipe your old graphics drivers before installing the newest version. Additionally, regularly clearing your temporary cache files by pressing Windows and R, then typing temp, keeps your system running smoothly and free of conflicting residual data. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.